All right, so we have some bad news. I brought you guys the news about Unity. A lot of other people brought you that news as well. But right now, what we're dealing with is some layoffs coming from Epic Games. And if you understand what Epic Games is, you'll understand that it's a game engine similar to Unity. It uses C++ instead of C Sharp like Unity uses. And it's a very powerful game engine. And in fact, if it wasn't for Unreal, maybe Unity would have done what they did recently a lot sooner because Unreal is a formidable game engine and it's worth looking into if you want to make AAA games or just learn how to make games. I would admit that Unity is a lot easier to use right out of the box, and they have a lot of great features inside of Unity, but it's also a good idea to use Unreal as well. But what we're looking at here is this news report. And the report is Fortnite and Unreal Engine developer Epic Games is laying off hundreds of employees. And the report basically breaks it down. This news report goes into, I think, a little bit of detail towards the bottom, but it's very simple. Epic Games is the developer and publisher of Fortnite, as well as the team responsible for developing and maintaining Unreal Engine. According to Bloomberg, Epic Games is laying off 870 employees, or around 16% of its total workforce. That's a lot of people to lay off at one time, actually, when you think about it. Now, what I understand about this layoff as well is that it's not necessarily the core developers that's going to be laid off here. And it goes on to say Epic Games is also reportedly devastating two prior acquisitions, selling music website Bandcamp. You know, they put this here, but I actually didn't know that they own Bandcamp. That tells you how much I'm into the Epic Game news prior to all of this stuff happening. But I didn't know they owned Bandcamp. That's interesting. I don't know what they were going to do with Bandcamp. So evidently they want to sell that. And spinning off marketing company Super Awesome. So they have two companies that they're going to sell. They're laying off people and they're going to sell. Now, I know this sounds like bad news, but actually, to me, as I read this, it sounds like consolidation news. And the story goes on to say, according to the report from Bloomberg, Epic Games is laying off 870 employees, which is about 16% of the total company workforce. Epic Games is well known as the developer of massively popular free-to-play title Fortnite. Okay, we already read that part, and it's going on launching, iteration Unreal Engine 5. Yeah, they did launch the new Unreal Engine 5, which is unbelievable if you look at just the templates that they give you there. And now, let's see, we have any employees affected by the layoffs are reportedly receiving 6 months of severance pay. That's pretty good, and healthcare in addition to the faster stock, addition to faster stock vesting. So it looks like they are really taking care of the people they're going to lay off, giving them 6 months and also healthcare to allow them to go find another job, I guess. Epic Games is also reportedly devastating two acquisitions. We talked about that. That was Bandcamp. And the other one was the marketing, which was Super Awesome. And the email to employees, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney said that for a while now, we've been spending we've been spending way more money than we earn. Now, why am I highlighting this? Because it is important as a developer, is important as a game designer, is important as a fan to make sure that if you really like something, start buying the stuff that don't just play the game for free. If you like something, start propagating it, start advocating for it. If you like a class, start saying how good the class is to keep things growing because you may want to go back. If you like a movie, make sure you buy that movie's merchandising. It's important that if you really like something that you actually start supporting it, because what happens is when you just use something, there's a report right now on what was it, Walmart closing in a particular city or in a particular state. It's closing because there was a lot of looting. So if everyone loots the Walmart, now they have no Walmart there and the whole city doesn't have a Walmart. So that might be good for some people, but you see the idea here. If you take a game and you just play the game, if you take an item and you don't use that, you utilize it, you don't share it, you don't propagate it, or you don't buy anything from it, eventually it'll go away. And so they go on to say that the Fortnite creator program does not have the same margins as Fortnite. So they were assuming that that creator program will bring them some money, but actually, it's in essence, has been losing money. According to Sweeney, no more layoffs are planned at the company, which is good, I guess, because this means is like what I said before. They're gonna hit this in one shot. They're not gonna make this piecemeal. They're gonna get rid of all the people that they don't need right now, and then they're going to fortify their core base. This should tell you something. I'm telling you right now, they're going to get rid of the people who were not part of the team. They're going to get rid of the tools, the people who are very good programmers, but they're just programmers and I can get them someplace else. But the people with the ideas, the people who are part of the project management, the people who have teamwork, the people who do multiple jobs, they're going to keep those people. But the people who are just good programmers, you're gone. And the people who were just there doing some simple job never came up with any ideas, never can't really think outside of the box, can't really do anything critically, like critical thinking or anything like that, doesn't like working with other people, all the, works alone. Those people are gone. So you guys know from the videos that I've done and the tutorials that I've done, maybe you don't, because my YouTube channel is like, it's like a swap meet. But basically, I always tell you that teamwork and tools have to be, you have to know which one you are when you're in a job. You have to know if you're there as a tool, and you have to know whether you're there as a team. If you're there as a team, then you can basically be okay unless the whole entire company goes down. But if you're there as a tool, and that could be purposeful, that you just want them to use your skills and you're going to go someplace else, then you have to make sure that you're ready to go someplace else. Don't sit there thinking that this job is going to be forever. So there's a lot of companies that are having a lot of layoffs. So this article goes on to say that I'm really, really sick of writing about layoffs. It's hard to watch companies make money and lay off people who make that money possible. Now, I'm not in 100% agreement with this. The team makes it possible, and they hire people in as tools and out as tools. And those people should know that they are there as a tool to do something. And a lot of people believe that because they can program, because they can do this, and because they can do that, because of their skills, they're a team member. But that's not what makes a team member. That makes a tool, just like my hammer. A team member adds to the idea, and so on and so forth. This is why no matter what job you get, you have to have your own team if you're not there at the company as a team member. It's very important that you also understand that when it comes to stuff like this, you got to go into the details. This article doesn't quite go into the details, but I have read that this is not the core team. They're going to maintain the core team. They're also offering pretty decent severance pay. Where was that? There was a severance pay. And I think, it's hard to say whether this is going to affect them in the future. But if I was putting my money on it, I say Epic Games is going to go the distance. I'm not sure about Unity. Unity is known for putting themselves in a pickle and getting out of it. So they've done stuff like what they've done recently before. And if you haven't, go check out everywhere online about what's happening with Unity, the game engine. But if I was putting my money on it, I'd say that Epic Games will be fine. I would say that they're not laying off any of their core, which I've heard reports on that. And I would say they're laying off all the extra stuff that they had. So here's what would happen. First, they would develop a project, right? And so let's say you're a developer on that project becomes successful. If you're part of the core team, you'll be maintaining that, and everyone else is designed to work on something new. That something new doesn't become successful, so they begin to lose money, let's say. So they have to let that go. It's no different than watching a show, having a show that you like, and then the first season's great, right? The first season's great. Then the second season's not so good. People stop watching. Then they don't get another season. Even sometimes they do get another season because they feel like, hey, maybe we can allow this thing to grow and maybe people will come forward. It's the same thing that happens a lot of times in colleges. If there's a course and no one's taking the course, they will still let the course go, even though there's a few people taking it, not many people, because it has to pick up steam. After it picks up steam or they give it enough time, then they say, well, there's nobody coming to this course. What's the point of even offering the course? In this case here, I think because of the way the economy is going and because of the truth is, I think it's because of the way games have gone. And most games have gone online. And online games, multiplayer games specifically, are costing a lot of money. It's no different than what happened with Disney, with streaming, and a lot of places with streaming, is that it costs way more money There's the margins are just not there. It just costs way more money to maintain those servers to keep people going, and so you would have to really find new and inventive ways of making this happen. And one of those ways was NFTs, and that completely crashed. That was the worst thing that they ever came up with. And when you come up with an idea like that, let's say you come up with an idea like NFTs, sticking them in a game or charging people for every download. When you come up with ideas like that, you have the opportunity to lose all of your fans who kept the core team going. And so even in this case, if they did something so egregious like Unity did, they not only lose the fan base who were checking it out, they lose the core fan base. And when you lose the core fan base, you may have to start laying off some of the core team. And that's not the case here with Unreal. I'm not sure if it's the case with Unity. So that's the update. And if anything comes up, I will let you guys know. And if you have anything you want me to research or look into, any news updates or movies or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below, and then I'll stick it up here on my swap meet that I call my YouTube channel. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.